BritBox is in this interesting position because, of course, you compete with the likes of Acorn and even PBS. I mean, you're far beyond what would have been typically like just Anglophiliac content from say 30 years ago. I mean, I mean, you're seeing new seasons and I mean, you've got such a library of everything from Agatha Christie. What sorts of things have you discovered during the pandemic from an insights perspective, either data or just general gut feeling in terms of putting your producer hat on that have helped you grow?
Yeah, I think what's interesting is, yes, Acorn is very focused on British content, PBS as well, but they do offer other
Right.
genres. But it's interesting. I see a lot of the new streamers getting into the British dramas and mysteries game because I think there's like there's an agreement that it is better quality, better acting, better storylines. And so there's a lot out there in the market, but what we've done that especially we've benefited from over the pandemic is we've become a destination that specializes in this specific type of content that is gaining widespread demand in, mainstream media consumption. So at our core, it's in our DNA. Our parent companies, BBC and ITV, are the largest producers of this content in the world. And so we're able to have a pipeline of it to begin with. And then what we've done, especially over the pandemic, is focus on what are the gaps that we see and focus on originals and commissions in those areas. So we've rolled out a number of new originals and made announcement of new commissions in areas that we think we are already particularly strong in, but will also help us attract and retain our existing audience. So an example of that would be a new Agatha Christie adaptation that we're doing with Hugh Laurie as writer and director, called Why Didn't They Ask Evans? We know how popular, as you mentioned, Agatha Christie brand is. How do we do more of that, but also do it in a way that's attractive to new audiences who may not be as familiar with the classic Poirots and Miss Marples? So we're doing some adaptations that have a modern twist, but with very familiar IP to it. And we find that that is extremely successful in appealing to our existing audiences, but also bringing in new ones.